Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphanine. We have a lot of good news today, a lot of news to get through. We got chapters in the video. If you like any part of this video, please click that like button down below. I would greatly appreciate that, and I humbly ask you to do so. I know there's somebody out there, I laugh because I know there's somebody out there like, no, I'm not going to click it just because you said to click it. There's like, people are, you ever see those rebels that just do the opposite? Anyway, I hope everybody's doing good out there, man. Let's begin right here. This article is titled, "Here's How XRP Price Could Act If Ripple Wins Against SEC. Lawyer Assumes." Let's see what they're talking about here. Let's scroll down here. All right. So it says here, why do they start articles like this? As became known yesterday, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission officially recognized that the sale of LBRY credits, LBC tokens, on the secondary market, oh, this was so good, was not a case of selling unregistered securities. Take that, SEC. Amid the positive news, the LBC price, oh, we saw this, surged more than 80%. Muy lindo, mi gente. At one point was up more than 280%. What do you think is going to happen to XRP? When we win, what do you think is going to happen? That has to make you feel good. That doesn't make you feel good. It makes me feel good. Then it says here, now pro XRP activists and legal experts are using yesterday's LBC price hike as an example of what would happen to the price of XRP if the outcome of its fight turns out to be positive for the crypto sphere. I think that is. Everything's going good so far. Judge has been reasonable so far. We'll see. A similar assumption was made by digital asset enthusiast and lawyer Bill Morgan. It says here, this is from Bill Morgan's tweet, shows what could happen to XRP if the case has a good outcome. Yes, yes, yes. I would love to put yes, yes, yes as the title of this video, but I may have used it too many times. It's hard coming up with titles, people. It really is. And unfortunately, it's not really about the people, but the algorithm. It only likes exciting titles, man. But it's difficult. But that's how I feel. I feel like, yes, yes, yes. Then I want to use it, but I can't. Oh, my goodness. Anybody holding anybody who bought at that low, that LBC, holy smokes. I'm looking at the chart. It's just like straight up. Then it dumped a little bit, then it just skyrockets. Oh, I would love for that to happen with XRP. I think it is. If it happens with XRP, it's also going to happen with XLM. They move together, right? Let's see, anything else here? The case of LBRY and its tokens is much like the litigation between Ripple and SEC over XRP, although the Ripple case is much, much stronger. So that leads me to believe, a little bit more that our outcome is a little bit more assured. I'll just say that. So now let's move on to another article here. All right. So this article here is from bncrypto.com and it's titled, I love these articles today. People showing XRP a lot of love today. I like that. And I appreciate it too. We catch a lot of hell over here. Man, you can't believe how much hate we catch for XRP, Algorand. Oh my word, especially lately. I don't know what's going on with Algorand, but anyway, so this article was titled, XRP Price Like a Coiled Spring in Anticipation of SEC Verdict. Let's read this little tidbit here. The XRP price is making yet another attempt at breaking out from its symmetrical triangle pattern. If successful, a sharp upward movement could follow. Positive XRP news in the form of a Ripple versus SEC case resolution could assist this outlook. In the January 30th appeal hearing in the LBRY versus SEC case, a United States judge gave a summary judgment. Okay, so we know about that. It says this could have a positive effect by setting a precedent for securities law that could then be used in the Ripple versus SEC ruling. So they're talking about the LBC hearing the other day. So let's move on here. XRP price consolidates below resistance since April 2021. The price of XRP had fallen below a declining resistance line. We all saw that. The decline resulted in a minimum price of 28 cents in June 2022. After that, the price began to climb upward. We all also know that. Its rising trend was unable to be maintained, so it is currently trading below its breakout level. I'll say this also. Let me just interject here. Keep in mind, we're still tethered to Bitcoin's price. Right now, the market, Bitcoin goes red, everything goes red. And then also there's the impact of the US dollar strength as well. When the dollar is strong, then everything is crushed. When the dollar is weak, everything has the opportunity to go up. There's no guarantees, but that's typically how it works. So we have these two beasts leading us by the nose all the time. I'm quite tired of that. I'm ready for a change. Definitely when utility kicks in, we will rip away from them, right? But keep your eye on Bitcoin's price and what's going on with Bitcoin. I don't know if I have this article here, but I was reading an article earlier where they've been monitoring and seeing that stablecoin increase has plateaued or is dropping. So somewhere around there, right? And typically, if stablecoin circulating supply increases, then the prices keep going up because, you know, that's people putting their money in, institutions mainly. And I read an article the other day that said institutions mainly are moving at Bitcoin price. So it confirms what I've been saying. Bitcoin is a big business coin. But okay, let's move on from there. But so there's typically institutions putting their money into the stable coins because they want to play. They see the market's green. They see there's some money to get. So when that stops or it decreases, then you have to start worrying about the market going down a little bit, a dip, you know, a correction, a little bit of a bear market. Who knows? But there's something definitely to pay attention to. So we'll see where everything is heading. We'll see. But yes, I would say all the bank coins are ready to explode. And I know when you say it's ready to explode, it sounds like, is it going to happen tomorrow? It sounds like it's something that should immediately happen, but unfortunately it's not that way. We have all this regulations are going on right now. I did a short earlier about the UK regulations. They're going to be pushing regulations out there. So regular crypto better be ready for a stranglehold to be put on it. Because you know these regulators do not like regular crypto. Instead of fixing their own industries, they're trying to divert attention to crypto. Even though the legacy system has so many problems, it's unbelievable. So they're going to put a hurting on regular crypto. I'll say that. I think the bank coins are pretty safe and regulatory compliant. They're in bed with all the governments. You know, everything I usually say. Let's move on here to another article. So it says here, this is from U.Today. This article is titled, Ripple Reacts to UK's New Crypto Regulation Move in Wake of FTX Collapse. Now, you know what is interesting here is I just covered that UK article. That was one of the articles I covered in the shorts this morning. For anyone who doesn't have a lot of time, you can just watch those shorts, right? That just happened. Ripple is reacting already. I love that about Ripple, that they are very active and they don't waste any time. So let's scroll down and see what they have to say. It's only been a couple hours. I've only seen this since this morning, a bunch of articles. I didn't see any articles about this yesterday, but Ripple is fast acting. Let's read this little tidbit here. Following recent market developments, including the demise of FTX exchange, the UK has officially announced plans to regulate the cryptocurrency industry that we read this morning. Here we go. Ripple reacts to UK's new crypto regulation. At the start of the year, Cindy Young, Ripple's MD for Europe, shared her optimism for 2023 and went on to make 8 bold crypto predictions. In her words, Young predicted that, quote, crypto regulation will arrive in the UK and Europe after the UK's Financial Services and Markets Bill comes into force. Regulators will develop an actionable crypto regime to enable the UK to support the development of its crypto asset sector. With the just released crypto consultation, this appears to be already on track. It is thought that the latest move may bring clarity to the cryptocurrency industry, which will be good. It will be great. But I'm just saying, be careful of the regular crypto. If you're taking any risks in regular crypto, once those regulations are fully ready to roll out, one would be wise to take some precautionary measures. You can see a lot of prices drop at that time. My humble opinion, I could be wrong. It is definitely not financial advice. All right. Says in an email statement shared with U.Today, Andrew Whitworth, policy director of EMEA at Ripple, praised the UK for its crypto regulation move while urging the government to look to further collaboration with the private sector. Quote, by publishing its crypto consultation, the UK government is taking a big step towards putting an appropriate regulatory framework in place for the industry. From today, the government should encourage further collaboration with the private sector to devise a comprehensive, risk-based framework which aligns with the international best practice. So, listen, this is what I expected. Listen, regulations are going to do well when it comes to the bank coins, especially I expect them to be the last one standing. A lot of crypto is going to go away. You've heard people like Brad Garlinghouse say 99% of crypto is probably going to go away. I agree with that assessment. And then that leaves all that money for the bank coins to play with. So this is going to be an interesting time. If one protects themselves and is invested in the right assets, then this could be a big 2 years coming up. I'm going to say 2 years. I think that's how long it's going to take for all of the different regions around the world to come up with regulations, right? Because I think the UK and a couple other places are saying by the end of this year. It's something like that, So anyway, also I want to thank everybody out there for hanging in there with me through good times and bad times. I appreciate that a lot. Some days I like to keep my mind busy and the videos help me to do that. It gives me puzzles to put together. It's very healthy for my mind. I love to put together puzzles. That's how I became a researcher. A lot of you know my original story. But sometimes the mind just grinds to a halt. Mine does. And like, for instance, yesterday was the last few videos were tough to get through. My mind was like grinding to a halt, but I wanted to will myself forward. I didn't want to concede. I didn't want to just take the break and just say, just give up. Just inside myself, I felt like I didn't want to do that. So I still continued on to make the videos anyway. But you'll see different times where maybe I repeat something. I forgot what it was yesterday in the video, but I actually caught myself. Oh, I might have said like, that's what it was. It was like, not financial advice. I might have said it too many times. That happens when my mind starts grinding to a halt. I feel a little bit worn down mentally and such. Like today, I feel refreshed. But I want to thank everybody out there for understanding and just being there with me, showing me love. I greatly appreciate that. All that love, that's one of the main reasons I'm going to continue to do hard work every single video and try to provide you with the absolute best content for as long as I can. All right. And I hope that any of this information, I hope is beneficial to you in some kind of way, even if it's just in life overall. I hope is beneficial to you. And I just want everyone out there to know, especially my day ones, people that have been here since day one, that I appreciate the love and I love you back. Thank you. OK, so let's move on to this article here. Another article here. Actually, this is a tweet from Flare. All right. So, everybody's is been on top of what's going on with Flare. And they have this tweet here, STP.02. The Songbird test proposal number 2 aims to increase the decentralization of the Flare time series Oracle FTSO by introducing a secondary reward band. Wrap SGB tokens before Saturday the 4th February to participate in the vote. So more activity happened on Flare. They've been doing a lot of different things. A lot of stuff has been happening, but they're doing the absolute best that they can. I'm interested to see what this company is going to be doing in the future. Like, how far can they go? What big partnerships are they going to bring in? I'm very interested. So let's move on to another article here. So now we get on to a little bit of stellar news. So this was tweeted out yesterday. Actually, they released a lot of tweets because they were doing their Q4 review. I think they did it like in video form or live. I prefer to read, but a lot of people do like to watch videos and such like that. So I think that's why a lot of the companies are putting out more video content instead of like transcripts and PDFs and documents and blog posts. But just personally, I love to read. Like I like to analyze. Like I said, I want to put puzzles together. I want to read into the words, and just video just doesn't do it for me. But this tweet says, Throughout the year, SDF invested over $26 million through the enterprise fund to diversify the growth and the reach of the Stellar ecosystem. I love to hear that. Keep doing a good job, Stellar. I want to see what comes of this. We've seen before in years prior where they made certain investments and it was very, very good. It brought a lot. Those companies bring a lot to these blockchains. They can bring a lot of activity, a lot of volume, a lot of value. It depends, but you have to give them time to grow. Everything requires time to grow. Some people want it to happen overnight. It's just infrastructures, companies building up. They just don't happen that way. You know, just like we don't go from being a child to an adult overnight. And it takes some time. It takes some growth, some learning, some experience. But I like to see this. It says, including $3.25 million to accelerators building in key markets such as Africa and Latin America. And that is extremely strategic. Extremely. So many different minerals and commodities are going to be coming out of there and tokenized in Latin America and Africa, amongst other places. But those two regions mainly, there's going to be a lot of value just flooding out of there. And so if you're a DLT, if you're a blockchain and you have access to those corridors and you have the ability to do offline payments and offline transactions, and I'm quite sure many other things are going to be possible offline. Really, we're the only ones that have that capability as of now, as far as I know. For instance, Ripple can do has the capability of doing offline payments just via QR code. So if a lot of businesses and banks want to tap into that, they're going to have to come through us. The same way with these corridors that you have, like XRP setting up, XLM setting up, Algorand, and their companies that are building on those blockchains setting up. Only we have access to those corridors. So if anyone wants to have access to them and have any kind of value flowing from those corridors to tap into the unbanked money, they're going to have to come through us. That could result in that value flowing across chain. And then there's a possibility that that price can be affected. The possibility, not a guarantee. But this is very good in my humble opinion. So now, let's move on to this next tweet here. They released another one. Like I said, they had a bevy of tweets. See, I said bevy, not a myriad, bevy. All right. Somebody out there the other day was like, come on, myriad. We have a myriad of myriads. I'm going to have to get you a thesaurus. I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on that thesaurus. All right. I want that thesaurus. But I said bevy instead of myriad. All right. So, hey, there's some diversity in words for you. But this tweet here says, keep up with us for magic in 2023 and see how we stay true to our mission to create financial access for everyone with real world blockchain solutions. Now, the part that really catches my eye is keep up with us for more magic in 2023. So listen, with all of my heart, I believe not only Stellar, but all the Bankcoin companies, they're sitting on top of massive announcements that they haven't been able to make and they couldn't make. They didn't want to make. They didn't want the SEC, giving them any problems. Now, I don't know what's going to come of this, but to claim that, keep up with us for more magic, so you're going to deliver the magic, it has to be something big. And I'm looking forward to it. That phrasing is key. I don't know if many people are going to pick up on that. They may have just skipped past this. It says it has 74 likes and 9 retweets. This is a tweet in a series of tweets. So I'm not looking at the main tweet. Maybe that has more views or something like that. But that's impactful in my humble opinion. So I like hearing that. I want to see what this magic is in 2023. And hopefully Stellar continues to do a good job. They've been doing a great job so far in this year. And it's still early. So now let's move on to another tweet here. Not tweet. My apologies. Another article here. So this article here is titled, ARK's Cathie Wood stands by $500,000 Bitcoin price prediction. Let me scroll down before I make my comments. And I like Cathie Wood also. Cathie Wood's done a lot of good business. A lot of people, you have to understand, the people that have made a lot of money and done very well, they haven't done that without being chance takers and risk takers. And sometimes when you take a risk, it may not work out in your favor. There's so many unknown variables. And so you had the last year or two weren't so great. The last year and a half, really. wasn't so great. So then people took that and they say, well, Cathie Woods was wrong on a lot of different things. Well, I wouldn't say Cathie Woods was wrong. The time frames are adjustable because of those unknown variables. That's how I look at it. But things can still occur in the future, and then that person wouldn't be wrong. Now, $500,000, let's read this little tidbit here. During a Wednesday interview with CNBC, ARK Invest head Cathie Wood doubled down on her uber bullish prediction about the cryptocurrency industry, claiming that her firm continues to stand by its ambitious $500,000 call. The cryptocurrency market entered crisis mode following the collapse of FTX. Wood recalled that Sam Bankman-Fried, the former CEO of the failed cryptocurrency exchange, was critical of the largest cryptocurrency. Okay, I don't know why that's relevant, but let's move on here. It says, despite this turbulence, Bitcoin and Ethereum worked perfectly fine. All transactions were completed and all smart contracts opened and closed, Wood noted. That's a good observation, yes. Now the idea of transparency and decentralization is taking hold. It's going to go further also. We have an article or chapter rather coming up, and it's going to make that very clear. She considers Bitcoin and Ethereum, the two largest cryptocurrencies, to be the best manifestations of that. All right. I can respect that opinion. I could disagree. I can respectfully disagree. As reported by U.Today, the superstar investor predicted that Bitcoin was likely to hit $1 million by the end of this decade in November. Interesting. However, she admitted that the FTX debacle was likely to delay institutional adoption. Yes. So $500,000. I would say 100K, that it has the potentiality to one day, not soon, but to one day hit 100K because, and I say that because of how many big institutions have like a taste for making money with Bitcoin now. The money is very easily made. You pump a little bit in when the market is green, it goes up. All of retail floods Bitcoin with their money. Then the big institutions pull their money out. They scrape some off the top. They made some good returns. It's quite easy. So I can see that price going up to 100K. 500, I don't know. I think is overall positive anyway, because while everything is tethered to Bitcoin, if Bitcoin goes up, everything else is going to go up as well, based on what we've seen. So that's good. And also, I like to keep up with Bitcoin. I don't personally hold any Bitcoin. Not that I would not take a position. I would take a position if I knew that there was the proper catalyst. No problem. And I get some of that money. I'm not a tribalist at all. But I also try to keep up with Bitcoin because a lot of my people, they're deep into Bitcoin. So I like to know what's going on just in case I have to inform any of them. Hey, this is what's going on. This is a catalyst. You know, sometimes people come to me and they ask me, why is Bitcoin down? Is it going to go back up? When is it going to go back up? I can't provide the win on anything. I'm not in control of different factors, but I can say, well, this is what I know of things going down. And I'm talking about people just in my real life. So let's move on to another article here. I may start doing the videos a little bit earlier in the day. My energy feels better right now than in the evening. Like I feel like I'm flowing much better. Being Crypto, this is from beingcrypto.com. It says, blockchain redefining ways businesses manage customers. So let's scroll down, let's read this little tidbit here. It says, blockchain is undergoing a wave of adoption across different sectors. Let me pause there. See, a lot of articles will have you believe that we're not seeing adoption. Now, I would say it's a slow type of mass adoption because we're making our way into very prominent sectors, but little by little. But that's significant to be in gaming, to be in the healthcare industry. Algorand is a great example of dominating in all possible ways. Also, dominating in the music industry, so it's a slow adoption, but it's significant nonetheless, in my opinion. So it says blockchain has proved its potential. Oh, here we go. In healthcare, consulting, and gaming. Today, it has even aided corporate firms in bolstering social responsibility. These businesses have incorporated the underlying innovation because it promotes trust and transparency. And this is what another thing I was trying to say in that video yesterday. Like I said, I may not have been as eloquent. Not every day my mind is flowing at its peak. But I think that's understandable. Everything has a natural flow, a natural rising and falling. And I go through my cycles as well of rising and falling, and then I claw my way back up. But what I was trying to say the other day is there's so many entities now. They're trying to put AI out front. They're trying to put hybrid cloud out front, as though the distributed ledger technologies have just disappeared. And one reason for that I believe that it's that way is because they're afraid now to speak on DLTs or stand next to them because they have a bad light on them because of FTX and the SEC and all of this mud that's been thrown on crypto. But we all know the truth. The blockchains, the hash graphs, the DLTs are the future. We're seeing it right now. This is what all the businesses are using and building on. So here. It says, and blockchain CRM can power many business processes with smart contracts. CRM is a crucial tool in providing a competitive advantage in a fast-paced and ever-evolving market. With the rise of digital transformation, companies seek ways to gather valuable insights into customer behavior, preferences, and purchase history to create personalized experiences and improve customer satisfaction. Real life impact of blockchain CRM. Stephanie Buscemi, former chief marketing officer of Salesforce, said 73% of IT professionals are telling us they're certain that blockchain will create new business models and opportunities for them and their organizations. 73%. That's huge. That tells you where the future is going. Now, who's going to be the last one standing and who's regulatory compliant, who's in deep with the banks, who's in deep with the governments that stands to dominate. That tells you everything you need to know. So now let's move on to another article here. The Central Bank of Lebanon has announced that it has devalued the Lebanese pound by 90%. It says, has Bitcoin's time truly arrived? I say Bitcoin and every other crypto. I say get on those bank coins. That's what I would say. Get your cold wallet, get your hot wallet, and protect your value. And this is why I think people around the world, we're going to see more of this, by the way. In my humble opinion, I could be wrong, but we're going to see more of this. This is why the people around the world are not trusting these entities right now, right? They're not trusting them. They're not trusting these businesses, these large centralized banks right now because of things like this. They have the power to devalue a currency by 90%, and they're not even thinking about their people and how their people are affected. That's mind-blowing. All the central banks can do such a thing. That's too much power, in my humble opinion, for an institution to have. But let's read this little tidbit. Lebanese Central Bank Governor Riyad Salameh announced on Tuesday that the new official exchange rate for the Lebanese pound, the LBP, is 15,000 pounds per US dollar to take effect from February the 1st. Scroll down a little bit more. This is a 90% debasement from the official rate that has been in effect for the last 25 years. This is unbelievable. However, according to an article on Reuters, and I feel for the people as well, this devaluation still does not come close to matching the unofficial rate on the parallel market of 57,000 pounds per US dollar. The Reuters article only discussed the impact of the devaluation for the commercial banks. My goodness, you see? Oh man. The world is getting shaken up. The people aren't paying attention. Salameh was quoted as saying that in order to account for the impact, the banks would be given 5 years in which to reconstitute the losses due to the devaluation. The IMF, like a buzzard hovering over its prey, I love that, has told Lebanese authorities to just deal with the $70 billion in financial sector losses. Okay, that's very obtuse. The Lebanese ruling elite are currently in discussions with the IMF for a $3 billion bailout. So you're hoping for a bailout. My goodness. How much suffering will have to be imposed on the Lebanese population in order to swing the deal is anybody's guess. That's what I was thinking. Thank you. This is from cryptodaily.co.uk. cryptodaily.co.uk. They write some of the best articles, in my humble opinion. But that's what I was thinking. The people are going to suffer. Yes, it's Bitcoin's time, it's Algorand's time, it's XRP's time. Listen, I hope the best for the people. And this is why I always speak about the people and my hope for the people around the world to rise up and do better, demand better, and protect themselves. Don't wait on others to protect you. Protect themselves at all times. Let's move on to another article. So here, we have this article here. It's on seekingalpha.com, and it's titled, Shell, ooh, this is a heavy allegation. Shell misleads investors on renewables, climate group says in complaint to SEC. Let's scroll down here. Why would they say such a thing? Let's see. Do they have evidence? Are they speaking with evidence? Shell is accused of misleading investors over its renewable energy spending plans in a complaint filed Wednesday with the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission by activist group Global Witness. They're going to have to corroborate data. So I'm going to go out on a limb and just say that they probably have a certain standard. If you don't go up to a high percentage of whatever that standard is that you're supposed to meet, that they can make such a claim to push you. This is really a pushing mechanism. Like, I've seen similar things, and I could be wrong. However, there's going to have to be an investigation. Data is going to have to be turned over. And then I'll wait to see if this is confirmed or not. And then we'll see how this affects everything, of course, right? Because those are heavy allegations. So let's keep our eye on Shell, and we'll see how all of this pans out. So now we're going to end off here. All right. This is on tradingeconomics.com. It's about heating oil. All right. Heating oil futures dropped by almost 4% toward $3 per gallon. The lowest in 3 weeks after an unexpected increase in inventories rattled investors. The latest EIA data showed distillate stockpiles, which include diesel and heating oil, rose by 2.3 million barrels in the week to 117.6 million barrels versus expectations for 1.3 million barrel drop. According to EIA's January projection, home heating with oil this winter will cost $2,342, down $12 from the agency's October forecast due to lower energy prices and a milder winter. So, as you know, Trading Economics they write tremendous articles. So go over there, check them out for the rest of the article. They have some good charts, as they always do. So I'm going to close out actually with this, as I released a short earlier. I was just trying to see how they work and function. I haven't made one in so long, and they have these new updates. But it was about silver. That's my point. It was about silver, and I went down just a short list of the reasons why I believe, it's not financial advice, I just believe that silver is going to explode. And the more I see that silver is being used in these technologies, and the more I see the expansion of multiples of car dealerships using the electric batteries, and then the solar. We covered an article the other day about a solar company that's expanding. They're going to be building more solar panels up. I mean, all of these things require silver. And then I think about the articles we covered before where, what were they saying? That people are holding more silver than ever, but also they're not able, at least at that time, this was about a month and a half ago, may have changed since then, but at that time, companies weren't able to mine silver quick enough to meet demand, which theoretically speaking, sorry, I got some air in my chest, which theoretically speaking would mean that there could be a shortage of silver coming up. I would say in the next year or two, right? I think that's a reasonable time frame. There's no guarantees on anything, but I think so. Just looking at that and keeping all those things in mind, that's why I put that short out, because that's what I was thinking about at the time. With the channel, I'm very organic. Whatever I'm thinking, I say, and whatever's on my mind, that's what I like to cover. Gold, silver, crypto. Sometimes we do a little stock, sometimes futures. Like, I try to mix it up to keep it interesting, not just for myself, but for the audience also. But that's what was on my mind. I'm saying to myself, holy smokes, I think silver's going to really increase in price quite dramatically at some point. And like I said, I could be completely wrong. If you're into silver and gold, let me know if you're seeing the catalyst that I'm seeing. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, but we have a lot of brilliant people on the channel. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I appreciate any information that I'm given, different ideas and viewpoints. I try to absorb any wisdom that's given to me, any intellect that's placed down information, and use it to the best of my ability. And I do that in all humility. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? Once again, I want to thank everybody out there. You are the champion. You are the legend. I'm humbled to be able to come and bring you videos every time I'm here. I'm humbled to be here with you, okay? So until next time, let's get to the money.